children. Today we continue with our chapter HCF and LCM. Today in the second part of the chapter, I'll be discussing with you HCF and its methods. Now, few instructions for you children. Kindly be ready with your notebook and pen and note down all the points, all the sums explained, practice some solve and the homework asked to be solved in your notebooks. So I hope you all will be following the instructions that everything should be there in your maths notebook. Continuing with the session, we begin with greatest common factor or highest common factor. The both meaning remains the same. Now, when we are having factorization, you have factorized individual numbers. In GCD or HCF, always remember it will be between two or more numbers. So for the first sum, we are taking the first method, that is prime factor method. Now there are three different methods by which we can find out the HCF of the numbers, of which the first method, suppose you are finding out the HCF of 16 and 24. Now since you have learned factorization, you will be finding out the factors of 16 using factorization method and writing down its factor. Now this working of factorization you will be showing towards your right hand side of the page, and this towards the margin you are going to write. Similarly, you will find the factors of 24 and write down its factor. Now compare both the factors. Underline or circle or go on cancelling the common factors. Now in my case, I have shown the common factors with a common color. So here you have 2 into 2 into 2. These are the common factor. Now the product of common factors determine the HCF of the numbers. That is, the highest common factor will be 8. You will be more clear. Now next we start with the example finding the LCM of 60, 12 and 36. So the first step is to find the factor of the first number. Finding the factors, you write your factors in a horizontal manner. Then you find the factors for 12, write it again in the horizontal way. Finding the factor of 36 and writing it in the horizontal way. Now all the prime factors what you have found out will be written to the right hand side corner of your book, and horizontally you will be representing each numbers with the factors over here. Now then compare all the factors of the numbers and try to find out the common factors for all the given numbers. So here the common factor is 2 into 2 into 3. Now product of that is 12, which is the HCF of the number 60, 12 and 36. Rewrite your final answer. The next example, find the HCF of 10, 15, 12. Now these numbers are smaller numbers and everybody knows the factors straight away. So instead of finding the prime factor, I am just writing the factors directly. So 10 is equal to 2 into 5, 15 is equal to 3 into 5, 12 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3. Now try to find out common factors for all the three given numbers. Here no other number other than 1 is a common divisor. So in this case the common factor of all the three numbers is 1. Hence the HCF is 1 and HCF of 10, 15 and 12 is 1. So from the following example, we can conclude if no prime number is the common divisor of all the given numbers, then 1 is their HCF because it is the only common divisor. Example, the HCF of 3, 4 is 1. That is 3 and 4 do not have any other divisor common than 1. Next point to notice, children, if one of the given number is a divisor of all the others, then it is the HCF of the given numbers. For example, HCF of 2 and 4. Now here 2 is a divisor of 4. So the lower one is the HCF over here. That is 2. Always note 2 is the HCF of any two consecutive even numbers. For example, the HCF of 6, 8 is 2, or any other two consecutive even numbers, the HCF is always 2. And 1 is the HCF of any two consecutive odd numbers. For example, 5 and 7, the HCF is 1. The HCF is 1. That is, 1 is the HCF of any two consecutive odd numbers. We continue with practice set 12, that is textbook page number 19. You have this sums. Now here, children, in the first part I have chosen few sums in first method, few sums in second method, and the second part of the exercise I have done by the third method. Now find the HCF. You have 25 and 40. So how we will start? Yes, by factorizing 25. Write down the factors of 25, then write down the factors of 40. Now study the common factor from this. Yes, the common factor is 5, which I have shown with a different color. So HCF is 5, and write down the final answer, that HCF of 25 or 40 is equal to 5. All the factors you can write to the right hand side corner, and this way horizontally you can mention it in your sums. The next sum, 40, 60 and 75, which is the third sum of the first part. Find the factors of 40, write down that. Then factorize 60, write down its factor. Factorize 75 and write down its factor. Now, of this, all the factors written here, find out the common factor to all the three given numbers. Yes, there is only 5. So common factor is 5. Therefore, HCF is 5. Hence, your final answer, HCF of 40, 60, 75 is 5. Now, we start with method 2, that is your vertical method. Now, here vertical method means it's prime factor method only, but we are not taking one number. We are taking all the given numbers at the same time. So, here, example of 15, 45 and 105. We take a divisor which is common to all the three. So here it is 3. When you divide these numbers by 3, you get here 5, you get here 15, you get here 35. Now find out a common divisor to all the given three numbers. Yes, it is 5 this time. So here you get the answer 1, here you get the answer 3, here you get the answer 7. Now here 1, 3 and 7 do not have any common divisor. So you stop your prime factor method over there. So factors what you have got, the product of that will be your HCF. So here HCF is equal to 3 into 5, that is HCF is equal to 15. Answer HCF of 15, 45 and 105 is 15. The next sum, we go for practice set 12 only, which is a continued session of what I have done earlier. Second sum over there, 56 and 32. So first find the factor of 56 and 32 by vertical arrangement. Now when you write 56 and 32, both these are even numbers and 2 is a common divisor to both. So when you divide, you get 18 and you get 16. Again 18 and 16 are even numbers, so the common divisor is 2. So further you get here 9 and 8. And 9 and 8 do not have any common divisor. Stop your factorization there. And here you have 2 into 2, that is your HCF. Then write your final answer. HCF of 56 and 32 is 4. The next sum, 16 and 27. Find the factors of 16 and 27. Now 16 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 27 is 3 into 3 into 3. Now here again they don't have any common factor between them other than 1. So hence the HCF is 1. Then the next one. Now 18, 32 and 48. Suppose you have 18, 32 and 48. Here the common divisor is 2. So you get 9, 16 and 24 when you divide these numbers by 2. Now 9, 16 and 24 do not have any common divisors. So ultimately the HCF is 2. And write your final answer. Next one, factorize or find the HCF of 777, 315 and 588. When you do so, these three numbers common divisor is 3. So when you divide it is 259, 105, 196. Further when you divide this by 7, you get this numbers as 37, 15 and 28. And 37, 15 and 28 do not have any other common divisor. So HCF is 3 into 7. So HCF is 21. HCF of 777, 315 and 588 is 2. Now you have a small session of homework here, children. That is the same practice set. First part, remaining 4 sums. You will be doing it as homework in your maths notebook. Along with this examples, whatever examples I have taken, whatever exercise sums I have solved and shown you, all the sums should be written in your notebook. We start with our third method, children, that is a division method. Now this method has got vast application also, and it is easier once you understand. So first, find the HCF of 252 and 324. We start with our normal division method, where the lower number we take it as a divisor and the bigger number we write it as a dividend. Now when you divide in this 252 into 1, it comes to be 252. So your remainder is 72. Now 72 is the remainder of your first division. Continue the division. Make this as your divisor now, and 252 will be your dividend. Continue your division. It is 3 times giving you 216. Subtracting, you get the remainder 36. Now this 36 will act as your divisor, and the previous 72, which was the divisor, now it will become your dividend. So 36 twos are 72. It gives you remainder 0. So you need to complete this division till you get a further remainder, that is the last remainder should be 0. So your HCF will be the last divisor. These are the steps which I have explained to you right now. So in this case, HCF of 252 and 324 is 36. Moving to the second example, children, 1972 and 754. Now, bigger number will be a dividend, 754 will be a divisor. We start your division, it is 2 times giving you 1508. Your remainder here is 464, which will act as the divisor now. And 754 will be a dividend. Continue the division, it is 1 time giving you 464. The remainder is 290. So here 464 will act as your dividend, 290 will be your divisor. Taking the divisions ahead, you get 1 time, that is 290 into 1 gives you 290. Remainder is 174, which will be your divisor now, and 290 will be your dividend. So 174 into 1 gives you 174. Here your remainder is 116. 174 will act as your dividend. So 116 into 1 gives you 116. Remainder is 58. Now 116 becomes your dividend and 58 becomes your divisor. So 58 twos are 116. Remainder is 0. So your division ends over here. So finally the HCF is the last divisor, that is 58. So HCF of the numbers is 58. Hope this method is clear. Now when you have 3 or more numbers, now this is for your knowledge part that I am showing you this method. When you have three numbers, you select any two numbers and find their HCF. Now I've selected here 252 and 180. I've shown you the division here. Now here HCF of 180 and 252 is 36. Further, what you have to do is this HCF and the next third number, you have to find their HCF again. So here 36 into 16 times gives you to 576. So HCF of 36 and 576 is 36. But not only this, for all the three numbers together, the HCF is 36. Is it clear? Now, what is the application of this part? You have reduced the given fractions into the simplest form, for which we are using this method. Now to use this, to reduce this fraction 76 upon 133, first what you have to do is find the HCF of 76 and 133, and this we are going to do by division method. Now this is how the division will be. I have shown you the division over here. So from here the last divisor, that is HCF of 76 and 133 is 90. Now what you have to do, children, you have to reduce the given fraction. So 76 upon 133 will be divided by that HCF, that is 90. Both numerator and denominator you will divide by 90. So what you get over here is 4 upon 7. That is the reduced form of your fraction. So that means that it cannot be further factorizable. So this method can be eventually used to find out the reduced fraction over there. From your textbook, second part, that is find the HCF by division method and reduce to the simplest form. Now you are finding the you are having the fraction 275 upon 525. So first we will find the HCF of 275 and 525. Now this is the division method. I have shown you the division method. First, second, third. There are three parts of division. So every time the remainder of the first one will be the divisor of the second one. So doing that, you get the HCF as 275 and 525, that is having HCF 25. Now you have to divide by this HCF to reduce this. So here the final answer is 11 upon 21. So your simplest form is 11 upon 21. Second sum, children, the same type, 76 upon 133. After doing the divisions 3 times, that is in 3 parts, you get your HCF as 19. So 76 upon 133 will give you 4 upon 7, because we are dividing by the HCF 19, and hence your final answer. So coming to the next sum of your second part, the third sum, 161 upon 69, you have to reduce this fraction. So first find the HCF of 161 and 69. I have used division method and shown you the division here. There are two parts of division over there where you get 0 as the remainder in the end, and the HCF over here is 23. So now reducing means dividing by the HCF. So 161 when divided by 23 gives you 7. 69 when divided by 23 gives you 3. And write your final answer. Now you have homework here, children, which you have to solve from problem set number 14, question number 5. Reduce the given fractions into the lowest terms. I hope everybody has understood whatever has been discussed in this video for today, and I hope everyone will write all the solved examples, all the solved practice set sums and the homeworks asked in your Max notebook. You keep your Max notebook complete and give it for checking whenever the school reopens. A small note, children, for exam purpose it is, but still I am mentioning it right now. In your question paper, if no particular method is mentioned, you can find the HCF by any method, any of the 3 methods whatever you have learned. In case they mention a method, then strictly you have to follow that method. So here we end with today's session. Thank you, children. Stay home, stay safe. Join you next time. Enjoy your day.